Hey there, church. This is Frank, and welcome to Awaken's Sermon Spark Notes. As we wrap up this series on the sex talk this past Sunday morning, and as I shared on Sunday, the idea that we wanted to communicate was this idea of healthy sex and sexuality. And to understand that rightly from a God-oriented perspective, we needed to understand four ideas embodied by four different words that built on each other. The first is relationship, which may seem obvious, but it is only within the context of relationship, healthy, meaningful relationship, that sex and sexuality can occur. So anytime sex or sexual expression becomes self-focused or self-satisfying, then that is outside the context of what is healthy sex and sexuality. And then upon relationship, we built this idea of purity. Purity involves is this understanding that healthy sexuality and sexual expression includes much more than physical activity and fluids. That it also involves passion and desire and longing and craving. And honestly, without those qualities, most of us would never make it to the physical act. And the discipline of purity, as it were, is what keeps that desire, passion, longing, and craving righteous and holy and appropriate. Upon purity, we build the brick of covenant, and covenant is the God-created container designed to hold the healthy sex and sexuality. And so it is the only God-designed container that can actually allow for our sexual expression to be God-honoring. And in our lives, we have at most two covenant relationships: our relationship with our God, and then our relationship in marriage. And then finally, intimacy is built on top of all three. And at the end of the day, what intimacy does is it says that I make myself completely vulnerable, completely exposed to you. The nakedness that we oftentimes imagine in sex is not only a physical, but emotional and spiritual nakedness. And that is something that is demanded of us, not only by our Lord God, but also by our spouse. And it's those are the only two, again, covenant, God-created relationships that can hold, sustain, support, and allow for that type of intimacy. And so as we wrestle with these ideas over the course of the week, I would love to have you consider a couple of thoughts, questions that you might want to ponder. And the first one is, in what ways would I consider my current sexual expression to be unhealthy? Would be the first. That with an understanding of those four words and ideas, then what parts of my sexual expression doesn't fit in that framework? And then the second one would be, is I sit at God's feet. What would it look like for this part of my life, my sexual expression, whether I'm single, married, or wherever you might be, to be more fulfilling? Where would God want to take me in this for that part of my life to be more satisfying? I know this is some heavy stuff to wrestle with and heavy things that we've gone through over the course of this series. And I pray that in light of that, God is transforming your perspective and your life, saints. I love you all, and hope you have an amazing week. Be blessed.